Building in Ghana is like going to a war front. And in this video, we interviewed somebody who shares his experience about how he bought land, lost land, etc., and how he's able to deal with issues of litigation, land guards, etc., to help you not make the same mistakes he did. Let's get straight into the video. What are some of the not so nice aspects of real estate, and especially when it comes to building a house as a young person in Ghana?
We all know that land issues in Ghana are nothing new, and that you have to deal with issues of multiple sales, land guards. Litigation is a major problem, but with time, I found a way to navigate these muddy waters. You always have to smell the scent of the land, quote unquote. You need to do some background research whenever you're buying land. It's not just about this, like the official search, but you need to ask people around the location you are interested in. Even if the people around the area know you, send someone else. Let them do the background checks for you. Ask around, what's the grapevine information? Like in terms of who's this property for, who has been coming around, what's the history of this land? Things like that, you can get it from people who stay close to the place. And it's not always that it's about the official document, because you can do your search. It will let you know maybe X or Y person is the owner of the land. But sometimes you start building and these guys come from nowhere, the land guards, some from maybe family members of the same family who basically fighting for their own pound of flesh, because when the land was sold, they didn't get their share. And I've had the unpleasant experience of being in places that I wish for no one, because again, I bought a piece of land, half of that land was stolen from me, and to be able to protect the remaining half, I had to go and dine with land guards in their den.
How was half of the land stolen from you?
I'll take a step back. That's 2017, and then I see a piece of land I'm interested in, but I'm like, okay, the place is still bushy, so let me just give it some time. Then a few months later, I decided to say, okay, finally, let me get this one plot.
Which part of Ghana was this?
This is around Adoda, or Old Ashoman, you may say, right? And so I got this piece of land, made half payments, and then I said, oh, let me at least put something, or let me just protect the land or something like that. But I was still hesitant. And when I went to the land, I saw some foundation, like broken foundation, like as if someone wanted to start foundation. And I asked, you send something and you ask, you don't get the right answers from the people. They gave me a different story as to why the foundation was there. It's not just even a complete foundation, it's just like a couple of blocks. I decided that, okay, let me come back after some time. So I came back after some time and I realized that someone had divided the land and built foundation on one side. In fact, they had flowed their foundation. And I was alarmed. So I went back to the guy who sold me the land. He pretended as if he didn't know anything was going on. He came to the site and one of the land guards also approached. And this land guard, threatened to beat the hell out of me if I didn't leave the land. So luckily for me, I used to work with a guy who used to go to gym with these land guards. And I called him up and he told me that, oh, he knows them. So we went to discuss the issue behind the scenes, and they realized that no, they explained to me what happened. So there's a transaction going on between the owner of the land and the land guards. However, they will not go and attack the owner. They will attack you. So you, the innocent person acquiring the land, becomes the victim. So if you want peace, you have to forget about what you have paid and just focus on resolving, because there's one thing about land. When your money goes, it doesn't come back. People don't know this. That's the realistic truth. Time is very expensive. Money is also very expensive. But your time, you can never get back. By going to the court and following up on the legal processes, it's going to take you a minimum of about 2 years to get a resolution. Within that 2 years, whilst you're in court, that your land would have been built upon.
No, but there'll be like an injunction.
Well, I've had cases where there's an injunction on the land, but people still build. They build in the middle of the night. It's wild. You don't see anything, but before you realize they are doing a floor on the first floor. So look, based on what I've seen, anything that involves courts, try as much as possible to avoid it. Unless you are one of those people that, quote unquote, open mouth show that you are right and you want to fight for your rights. If you know that you are not that strong, always chart the path of least resistance. So if I go and spend about 50,000 over this case in court, by paying lawyers and what have you. And that same 50,000 I can use to settle these guys and have my freedom. I'd rather do it, because at the end of the day, even if the court pronounces some charges on them, like they have to pay some fines and what have you, they will not get the money for you, because these guys, like, they have this saying that when you secure the area, so when they get the money, like immediately you buy the land, like the next day the money is gone. You know, it only takes grace of God sometimes for you to get even part of your money back. So it's like the lion's den. When food goes there, it doesn't come back. You know, you need to be realistic. I like to take things from a realistic angle based on what I've seen. Yes, people have much more experience than I do, right? I have seen a little bit or enough to know what I won't fight over.
So talking about experience, how long have you been involved in the real estate sector? And then what also gave you the interest? How did you start?
So myself, like initially I went to KNUST to do civil engineering. I really didn't, I thought the course was boring, no offense. But my brother's an architect. I always used to go to sites, take pictures for him, send it to him, because he's not based in Ghana. So he always sends me to go around, take pictures for him. And I've always been a technical person. I love technical drawing, technical skills as well. So, I mean, I took it from that point. And then my mom was always encouraging us to, at least when we get some money, just buy some plot of land, no matter how far it is, just start something, that kind of thing. I mean, so it's made all of us like this whole real estate thing. Yes, we all made a lot of mistakes in the beginning because we didn't have much information. And by working with people, learning their language, like the way they go about things, you know which deals you should run away from, which deals you should stick and stay.
What was the first time you actually bought and negotiated for a parcel of land?
Yeah, that was 2017.
2017.
2017, I bought one plot of land at Kwabinya. I bought it from my brother's wife, one plot of land. But then I had to deal with the landowners to do the papers.
About that process, you bought it from your brother's wife. Was it registered in her name?
No, it wasn't registered in it, so I had to go back to the family to do the paperwork and all that. I mean, it was a little bit of stress.
You go to Lands Commission to register.
I like to avoid that aspect, you know. I mean, but yeah, I mean, in Ghana, I always say that always find an easier way to do things. Don't try to be Captain Planet. You know, you can't be the hero from beginning to end. These are unofficial things, but you need to understand the system to have peace of mind. So some things you let those who eat, breathe, and sleep that kind of job handle it, and then you just pay for the services and then you get it done.
Okay, so 2017, you bought your first plot of.
Yes, I put up a building on it. Even in that same 2017, that's when I went to get this other plot of land as well. And then I lost half of it. So the remaining half, after I settled the land, guys, I put up a foundation and I had a plan. So I sold the concept of my plan to a friend and he liked this. So basically it's like 2-bedroom semi-detached on a half plot of land. I mean, so that's like two, but all on the half plot of land. And there was still enough space based on the way we did the design. And so like I put up the entire building for him. I sold it with a foundation, right? So I took the money, I sold the foundation, and I went to buy 2 plots of land. When you buy land, and maybe you get your documents and you want to flip it. When you flip it and make a profit, that's not the time for you to consume the profit. You need to reinvest the money in acquiring more, and then you can keep flipping, like compounding interest. So that's what I did. I took that and bought 2 plots, and then I sold one, and I also built on one. And I've helped many people to acquire lands in and around like Accra.
So what do you think of everything that he said? Comment below with your own experiences. Now, after you have built your house, you are still going to need security. And so click on this video to watch how you can purchase electric fence and the best electric fence dealers in Ghana. See you on that video. Thanks, baby.